hold each other and no one can object because that's the way it's danced.
Well, that's the way the gypsies dance. I'm surprised to see such abandoned ways creep into so fine a house.
Yes, Father used to say it would undermine the whole of society and turn us into profligates.
May I have the pleasure, Isabella?
Oh, thank you, Giles, but I don't think I can.
Nonsense, Isabella. Let me see your work.
Will you watch me?
Of course. You're not dancing this dance.
Thank you. I'm nearly exhausted.
Would the moonlight and a breath of air refresh you?
Always. Are you enjoying yourself, Heathcliff?
I've had the pleasure of watching you.
You're very grand, Heathcliff. So handsome. Looking at you tonight, I could not help but remember how things used to be.
They used to be better.
Don't pretend life hasn't improved for you.
Life has ended for me. How can you stand here beside me and pretend not to remember? Not to know that my heart is breaking for you. That your face is the one little light burning in all this darkness.
Heathcliff, no. I forbid it.
Do you forbid what your heart is saying to me now?
Saying nothing.
It is. I can hear it louder than the music. Oh, Kathy. Kathy.
I'm not the Kathy that was. Can you understand that? I'm somebody else. I'm another man's wife, and he loves me. And I love him.
If he loved you with all the power of his soul for a whole lifetime, he couldn't love you as much as I do in a single day. Not he, not the world. Not even you, Kathy, can come between us.
Heathcliff, you must go away. You must leave this house and never come back to it. I never want to see your face again or listen to your voice again as long as I live.
You lie. Why do you think I'm here tonight? Because you willed it. You willed me here across the sea.
Kathy, have you seen Heathcliff? Oh, there you are. I'm just going to play a schottische. Come along. It's quite suitable to your high moral character. What's the matter? Has Kathy been behaving horribly again? If she went my sister-in-law, I'd say she was jealous. Come along. Come in. Isabella, I want to talk to you. What about, Kathy? About Heathcliff. Oh, it's very late, and I've no desire to discuss Heathcliff with you anyway. Isabella, you behaved disgracefully tonight. In what way, may I ask? It was bad enough you're asking him here, but to make a spectacle of yourself, to throw yourself at him. Catherine, be careful of what you say. You fool. You vain little fool. I'll not be silent any longer. I'm going to tell the truth. You're old enough to hear it, and you're strong enough. Let me go. Not till I open your eyes. My eyes are quite open, thank you. Isabella, don't you see what he's been doing? He's been using you to be near me, to smile at me behind your back, to try to rouse something in my heart that's dead. I'll not have it any longer. I'll not allow you to help him any longer. It's you who are vain and insufferable. Heathcliff's in love with me. It's a lie. It's not a lie. He's told me so. He's kissed me. He's kissed me. He's held me in his arms. He's told me that he loves me. I'm going to your brother. Go to him. He's asked me to marry him. Tell Edgar that we're going to be married, that Heathcliff's going to be my husband. Isabella, you can't. Heathcliff's not a man, but something dark and horrible to live with.
Do you imagine, Catherine, that I don't know why you're acting so? Because you love him. Yes, you love him. And you're mad with pain and jealousy at the thought of my marrying him. Because you want to pine for you and dream of you, die for you, while you live in comfort and security as Mrs. Linton. You don't want him to be happy. You want to make him suffer. You want to destroy him. But I want to make him happy. And I will. I will.
I heard your voices.
We were just discussing the ball.
Well, there's plenty of time for gossip tomorrow, and you ought to come to bed, darling. You look tired. Good night, Isabella.
Good night.
Miss Cathy?
Good morning, Joseph.
Mistress Cathy, I mean, Mr. Hindley's away.
It's Mr. Heathcliff I wish to see.
Oh. All right. I'll try and find him.
Leave us, Joseph. Kathy? What brings you to Wuthering Heights? Does Edgar know? I doubt he'd approve.
Heathcliff, is it true?
Is what true?
Did you ask Isabella to marry you? It is true, then. Oh, Heathcliff, you must not do this villainous thing. She hasn't harmed you.
You have.
Then punish me.
I'm going to. When I take her in my arms, when I kiss her, when I promise her life and happiness.
Oh, Heathcliff, if there's anything human left in you, don't do this. Don't make me a partner to such a crime. It's stupid, it's mad.
If you ever looked at me once with what I know is in you, I would be your slave. Kathy, if your heart were only stronger than your dull fear of God and the world, I would live silent and contented in your shadow. But no. You must destroy us both with that weakness you call virtue. You must keep me tormented with that cruelty you think so pious. You've been smug and pleased with my vile love of you, haven't you? Haven't you? Well, after this, you can think of me as something else than Kathy's foolish and despairing lover. You can think of me as Isabella's husband. And be glad for my happiness, as I was for yours.
Drive to the village. Collect Mr. Linton.
Very well, Mom. Married is preposterous. Isabella and Heathcliff.
But it's true. What are you going to do about it?
I'll put her on a lock and key if need be. Isabella? Isabella?
We must go after them, do you hear?
Oh, going after them is useless.
We must go after them while there's still time. They cannot marry. They must not marry.
Darling, don't disturb yourself. There's nothing I can do.
But you must, Edgar. Get your pistols. Go after them. Kill him. And stop them from marrying. This marriage cannot be, do you hear? It must. Edgar! Edgar!
So Heathcliff and Isabella were married. And many months later at Wuthering Heights, during one of Dr. Kenneth's increasingly rare visits.
Hindley, why don't you hit yourself over the head with a hammer the instant you get up in the morning?
Why?
Well, if you hit yourself hard enough, you'll remain unconscious the whole day and achieve virtually the same results you would from a whole gallon of spirits, with much less wear and tear on the kidneys. Don't you agree with me, Mrs. Heathcliff?
What does it matter?
Well, I'd hoped that it did matter. That when you came here, things would change.
No. Only I changed.
I remember this house when it rang with laughter and love. Goodbye, Mrs. Heathcliff. Ask your husband to call another doctor in future. Whoever dwells in this house is beyond my healing arts.
I shall miss you, Dr. Kenneth.
Isabella, I brought you into the world. But it's a world you're not going to grace very long if you stay in this house. Dear child, I must tell you this. Go back where you belong. Back with Edgar, if only for a month or two. It will mean your salvation. And his.
Edgar's disowned me.
Nonsense. That was natural under the circumstances. But he needs you now.
He does? Why?
Kathy is gravely ill. In fact, it's only a matter of days. Hours, perhaps.
What is it?
Fever, inflammation of the lungs. There's something beyond that. I don't know. I'd call it the will to die.
Kathy died. I might begin to live.
Isabella.
Begin to live, eh? This house with Heathcliff, nothing but live. Nothing but hate. I can feel it breathing like the devil's own breath on me. And you, he hates you worse than he does me. He loathes you. Each time you kiss him, his heart breaks with rage because it's not Kathy. Isabella! Why don't you kill him?
I've forbidden you to speak to me about Heathcliff.
Kill him!
Stop it, do you hear me?
Kill him! Kill him!
Well, that's the first lucid talk I've heard out of Hindley for weeks. It's not very Christian talk, but at least it's coherent. It seems to make some points.
Heathcliff.
I'm delighted with your improvement, Hindley.
I tried to stop him.
Thank you, my dear wife. Your loyalty is touching.
Heathcliff, your curses will come home to feed on your own heart. Every agony you've given will return.
Heathcliff, why do we have him here? I can't breathe with him in the house.
Existence would be so much less without my boyhood friend under my roof.
Heathcliff, don't you see? You poison yourself with hating him. Darling, please send him away and let love come into the house.
Why isn't there the smell of heather in your hair?
Oh, Heathcliff, why won't you let me come near you? You're not black and horrible as they all think. You're full of pain. I can make you happy. Let me try. You won't regret it. I'll be your slave. I can bring life back to you, new and fresh.
Why are your eyes always empty? Like Linton's eyes.
They're not empty. If you'd only look deeper. Look at me. I'm pretty. I'm a woman. And I love you. You're all of life to me. Let me be a single breath of it for you. Let your heart look at me just once.
Why did God give me life? What is it but hunger and pain?